Video. In today's video I will show you how to do Apple sign in inside React Native application with the new architecture without using any third-party library. So first of all I will show you guys the output. So here I have my sign in with Apple. Once you click on it, here as you can see, you will see the user will be popped up with his name, email, and once you click on the X button which is besides your name, the user can completely remove his name field as well. So the first name and last name might be empty even though he has the first name and last name. So the user has the power to manipulate first name and last name, or they might enter some random thing as well. Also for email, they might hide an email, so you might get some random email or might not get an email at all. So just be careful with these things. Like Apple has given the user a lot of control, so you might not get the data which you expect. Also for first, once you log, suppose you have freshly installed your app, once you click on sign in with Apple, you will get first name, last name, email. But on second time login, you won't get these things. You will only get a token, and from that token you can only decode an email. You can't decode first name, last name. So once the user login for the first time, make sure you save this data locally or on your server, wherever you want to. And also there is no functionality for sign out, so you can't programmatically do sign out for Apple sign in. It's up to the user. He can either uninstall the app or remove the Apple sign out via settings. So yeah, be extremely careful if you are trying to implement Apple sign in. So yeah, let's get started. So as usual, I have created a React Native application, and next what you will have to do, so this is only for iOS. I know sign in with Apple is for Android as well, but sign in with Apple on Android does not make any sense to me. Like, I think we have to implement some web APIs for sign in with Android. Like, there is no Kotlin code for it as such, as far as I'm aware. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I'm not really interested. Like, I have not seen many people using Apple ID on their Android phone. So yeah, this tutorial is only for iOS. So yeah, let's get started. And also I have created and sign in with Google for both Android and iOS already on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested, you can try sign in with Google for Android. Yeah. So as usual, you will have to open your terminal once you create your React Native project, cd to your iOS directory, and then run this command. So this will install the new architecture for you. Once that is done, what you will have to do is, so we will be following Fabric component. So this one, you can change, you can follow the docs. So I will just tell you what all steps you need to do. First of all, go to iOS, go to pod file, and you will have to add this pod file. So this JWT decode is a third party library which will help us to decode the token which we get from sign in with Apple. Also make sure you increase your iOS deployment target to at least 13 or 14. Like, it requires this deployment target to 13 or 14. I have kept it as 14. Do not do pod install for now. I will tell you when to do pod install. Just add this line for now inside your pod file. Next, you will have to create this RTN Apple sign in button. Inside that, create this package.json file. I have just copy pasted this from docs. Only this name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed. Okay, this name has been changed. Next, inside you have to create this podspec file as well. Again, I have this copied from docs. Only this name has been changed. Next, inside JS, I have created RTN Apple sign in button native component. Yeah, very long name, I know. And here again I have copy pasted this from docs. And here, as you can see, like, I am doing a return type of value, because once you get the email ID, first name, I want to return it from the native side to React Native side. But I'm not directly using this callback, like on sign in callback. So even if you don't write this, it's okay, because I will be using event emitter to send the data. The reason why I was not able to use this like this, because like, it's very hard to send data from Swift, at least for now, because the new architecture does not have direct support for Swift, and I'm using Swift. Like, I don't want to use Objective-C. I want to keep the Objective-C code as minimum as possible, because that's what Apple recommends. So yeah, like, even if you don't write this, it's completely fine. But yeah, if you don't write this, make sure you don't use it elsewhere as well, otherwise you will face issues. And only this name has been changed, everything else remains the same. I have just copy pasted from docs. Once you do this, what you have to do is, open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, and here you will have to add first run this command inside your terminal. Once you do that, you will have to do cd dot dot and then run this command inside your terminal. But while running this command, make sure rnapp is your project name. So my project name is rnapp. So if your project name is different, make sure you change it inside this command over here, as well as over here, and this is our folder name which we have created. Once I'm done with that, I'm cding to iOS and then I'm running this command. So this will install this pod file of RTN my Apple sign in button as well as the pod file of JWT decode. As we are using the new architecture, we can't just directly do pod install. We will have to run this entire thing. So yeah, once you do that, open your iOS folder inside Xcode, and here I will first of all you will have to go to signing and capabilities. Click the plus capability button, search for sign in with Apple. I have already added this. Okay, so this should be present. Next what you will have to do is as usual we will have to create this header file. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs, only this name has been changed, everything else remains the same. Next I have created an Objective-C++ file. Just create an Objective-C file and make sure the extension is .mm. Again, this has been copied from docs, only this header name is changed, this name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. And here this should be your bridging header name. So for this you can just create a Swift file of my Apple sign in button, and Xcode will ask, do you want to create a bridging header? Just click on yes. As you can see, my bridging header name is rnapp. So whatever is your bridging header name, change over here, and followed by -swift.h will be same for everyone. And here this is RTC fabric, because we are writing the code inside the main iOS folder. Again, this has been copied from docs, entire thing, only names has been changed. Okay, here we are creating our UI view. Here we are creating our variable for our Swift file. Again, this has been copied from docs and this name has been changed. And here I'm initializing the frame. Here again this has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed. Here I'm initializing our view. I'm initializing our Swift file over here, and I have set the width and height to be 100, but change it whatever you like. And yeah, I'm adding it to our view, and this has been copied from docs, and this has been copied from docs as well, only this names has been changed as well. Next we'll have to create a manager class. Again, this has been make sure the extension is .mm, that is Objective-C++. And again, this has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. You don't need to add this because we won't be using this, but in case if you want to add, you can add this line, your wish. Next, inside bridging header you will have to add this import event emitter.h. Next, create the header file for your event emitter. So this is what I have done. Next, you will need to add an Objective-C file as well for event emitter. So this is the Objective-C file. Again, I have copy pasted this from Stack Overflow. Next, you will have to create a PCH file. So just right click on your project, create new file, and just search for PCH, and you will find a prefix header file. So yeah, PCH. Okay, just click on next and name it as prefix header. I have already created, and inside this you will have to add this import. This import is necessary because we are jumping from Objective-C to Swift. That's why we will have to use this. Next, you will have to go over here, rnapp, go to build settings, search for Apple, and inside over here where is it? Okay, so inside Apple CLang language, make sure this pre-compiled prefix header is yes, and inside prefix header you give the file name which you have created. So mine is prefix header.pch. Next, create a Swift file. So firstly you will have to import authenticated services as well as JWT decode, and here I am extending our delegates for it. Next, I have created our sign in button and added inside our sub view and made it to the center of our view, and this is the on click listener for our sign in button, and this is the required code whenever you are extending from UI view, okay, or any kind of a view like custom view. So this is the on click listener. Here as you can see, I am creating our Apple ID provider, and here I am requesting full name and email, but if you want more details you can write it over here. Next, I have created this authorization controller which will present a model to the user. Okay, and this is like boilerplate code which you have to override, and here you just need to pass a window. This is the callback which you will get in case something goes wrong. So yeah, you can just if you want to send this data, you can use something like this. Okay, so just change the body to whatever is the failed message over here. Next, this will be called when there is a success, sign in is success. So as I was telling, ID and token you will get every time, so whether it is the first time, second time, third time. And from this token, as you can see over here, I am decoding it, and from that I am getting the decoded email. Okay, it can be null, just be careful with that. And this first name, last name and email, this thing you will only get for the first time when the user signs in for the first time. Also this can be null if the user wants it to be, in case he doesn't pass any first name, last name, and if he hides his email. So be careful with that as well. So these are, so here I'm just sending data irrespective of that, but here if you write this bit of code, it checks for null operation as well, whether it first name or last name is null or not. And you can write this over here itself, so it depends on you. And here I have given you a sample, like this is how the ID looks like, this is how the token looks like once it is decoded. This is our decoded email. This could be a first name, last name, and this would be the email. So there are two emails, this email as well as the decoded email. The token does not contain any first name or last name, as you can see over here. This is how the token data looks like. Now to use it, all you have to do inside app.tsx, just import your RTN My Apple sign in. Here I have just checking for if it is platform is iOS, and I have just used it like this. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.